face a new challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive, for honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down, we will all wear a crown. We are unstoppable, we're proud like armor and shield. We are unbreakable, we're all invincible. Now we'll take on the world. We can fight, fight for our lives.
I am the Starry Night.
I see lots of spray.
Killing spree! Legendary! Legendary! Unstoppable! Slain an enemy!
Sand rises when I give the word.
Hi everyone! When you enjoy the fun of MLBB, do you ever worry that your account may be compromised? Worry no more! Today, we are here to teach you how to make your account secure. We will provide you with effective precautions in terms of account settings and security features so that you can always keep your account protected. First off, make sure you sign up and sign in to MLBB using your Moonton account rather than other social media accounts. Moonton account has the highest authority level, and it can be easily retrieved even when compromised. In addition, to further improve your account security, make sure the email that is set as your Moonton account is from a trustworthy and secure email service. If you are from certain regions, you may also connect your cell phone number to your Moonton account. These two steps will help you retrieve your account even when the hackers acquire your username and password. What if my account is still compromised after I follow these steps?
Don't worry, we're here to help.
First, change the password of your Moonton account. This step will require you to log into your email for verification. Secondly, log out of all the devices on which your account has logged into MLBB. MLBB always keeps a record of devices previously used for convenience. This record of devices allows you to identify unknown devices in terms of abnormal login activities. Lastly, check if the hacker has connected your MLBB account to any third-party platform. If the hacker has connected your MLBB account to his own social networking account, you can use the Account Disconnect feature and reconnect your MLBB account to your own social networking account to improve your account security. Isn't it easy to retrieve your account? If you want to take your account security to another level, we highly recommend that you turn on these two features. First, turn on secondary verification. This feature allows you to set a secondary password for activities such as gifting and account connecting. Secondly, turn on new devices secondary verification to block all unauthorized login activities. We hope this episode gives you a better idea of how to keep your account protected. And we will continue to improve MLBB security-related features to make your future progression and purchases more secure.
Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Let's see. What's beneath these bandages?
Hi everyone, welcome to the latest episode of Road to Mythic, featuring Eve, the Astro Warden. We will walk you through the gameplay and tactics for this mage hero so you can grind the ranks with ease. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. Eve's skills have a pretty long range, and she can deal impressive damage in teamfights. Her first skill, Void Blast, is a skill shot that inflicts considerable damage to those caught in the center of the area of effect, so aim well before you use it. Her second skill, Void Crystal, is good for area control by restricting enemies' movements, but also lends itself to pursuing enemies or shaking them off as it continuously slows targets down. Try combining it with the first skill to make aiming a lot easier and lay down some combo damage. Eve's ultimate skill, Real World Manipulation, is her core skill. It's invaluable in teamfights. Take control of the battlefield from afar and rain down some serious damage. With her passive, Eve builds up to 10 stacks of galactic power by damaging heroes with her first and second skills. All stacks are used up when she unleashes a star field with her ultimate skill, increasing the number of times you can damage enemies in range. Eve is a mage hero with impressive damage output, able to deal continuous damage, so we'd recommend this damage-focused build. Eve is able to cast skills at a quick pace, so go for Enchanted Talisman first to make sure she always has sufficient mana. Moreover, Enchanted Talisman also grants the bonus effect of cooldown reduction. Glowing Wand and Holy Crystal will push Eve's output capabilities to the next level. Yet with Concentrated Energy and Blood Wings, you'll be further boosting both Eve's damage output and survivability. Once Eve has cast her ultimate skill, remember that the damage from sliding across the starfield doesn't stack. It's better to slide across as many squares as you can instead of the same ones repeatedly. Tapping upon the starfield rains down damage, but it comes with a brief delay. Ideally, you'll start by sliding continuously to slow down enemies, making them easier targets to tap at. In the laning phase, utilize Void Blast to keep poking the target. then Void Crystal to limit its movement. Thanks to Void Blast's lightning-fast cooldown, we can now use it again to maintain Eve's output. When the teamfights begin, start out with Void Blast to poke the enemies. Then you can control multiple enemies with Void Crystal or block their path if you take the defensive. Then, find a safe spot to cast Eve's ultimate skill and slay enemies within your starfield. Eve's reliance on equipment means she's relatively weaker in the early and middle game. During this time, it's best to suppress the enemy by dealing as much damage as you can. Oftentimes, the best play is teaming up with allies by laying down a starfield to help them keep up the pressure as they push forth and destroy enemy turrets. Once she's sufficiently leveled and kitted out with equipment, Eve is a force to be reckoned with in any teamfight. Having cast her ultimate skill, Eve can control targets with Void Crystal or aid teammates to crack down on those enemies caught in her starfield. Her defensive capabilities still hold up even when things look bleak, as she's a solid damage dealer in any team. Well, that wraps up this episode. Stay tuned for more insightful guides from Road to Mythic as you climb the ranks. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Payback time. Nothing will stop my justice.
challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive. For honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down, we will all wear a crown. We are unstoppable, we're proud like armor and shield. We are unbreakable, we're all invincible. Now we'll take on the world. We can fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the strap of what you believe in is right. Zero to hero, immortal hero. Another day is dawning again. Forget our troubles, we're standing the pain. Some others are gone, but spirits remain. We're fighting the names while victory awaits. We're invincible, let's take on the world. Fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the strap of what you believe in is right. Immortal hero, immortal hero. Immortal hero, immortal hero, immortal hero. We're all invincible. Winning isn't viable. Oh, we can fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the strap of what you believe in is right. Zero to hero, immortal hero. Zero to hero, immortal hero. Immortal hero. Dawn of the day, I hear you call. Face a new challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive. For honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down. cold. Face a new challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive. For honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down, we will all wear a crown. We are unstoppable, we're proud like armor and shield. We are unbreakable, we're all invincible. Now we'll take on the world. We can fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the stripe for what you believe in is right. Zero to hero, immortal hero. Another day is dawning again. Forget our troubles, we're standing the pain. Some others are gone, but spirits remain. We'll fight in the names while victory awaits. We're invincible, let's take on the world. Fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the stripe for what you believe in is right. Immortal hero, immortal hero. Immortal hero, immortal hero, immortal hero.
Your team is banning.
All right.
Hello. Hello and welcome to the finals of Mobile Legends Discord
Your
tournament.
team is banning.
Well, I have a feeling this is going to be an interesting set of matches. It's best of 5, and we'll be wishing best of luck for both teams. If they do focus, they need to be focusing very well to
Your
perform
team is banning.
as good as possible during the upcoming matches, the finals we're talking about.
Honestly speaking, I do wish if we would have 5 games to put the most use of both teams, to see them both playing as much as we can. So we can see on the ban phase, they banned Matilda and Esmeralda on Kolibri team, and Kagura was banned on the red team.
Yep.
We also see we also can see a Lancelot ban, which can be mostly caused due to the blue team captain being a good Lancelot, in my opinion, as I saw him in the last time they played.
That is correct. Well,
Your team
we'll be expecting some Shangi play. We're gonna be expecting Sport Trials to be playing as a mage right here. I don't know. Last time Kyo was the one jungling in the Shibuya team, so I believe that we'll be seeing him as a jungler as well this time. Let's be waiting for that. We cannot know for sure.
Your team
I
is
totally agree with you, but I always wonder why is there no Natalia effect, like whether Natalia is good or bad. Oh, and we also see a Beatrix pick. That would be very interesting, knowing the hero was released yesterday.
Correct. Well, it's a very annoying hero actually, if you
Your
do
team
know how
is
to use
banning.
it. Considering he can be very lethal in team fights. and can have a huge influence on the game in general. So let's see how they're gonna use that pick.
Digiban.
Your team is picking.
We can also say that Digi was very picked in the last semifinals by the red team, which made them maybe ban him this game.
Correct. Well, you see, the Shibuya team wasn't using the Digi feeding strategy. They were actually using it as a tank strategy. They were not using Digi. They were using it to perform as a tank and to provide the needed shield for this team. Well, to avoid that, the team Kolibri has simply just banned Digi. Because if you use him well, he can be a very annoying hero. He can give you a very good vision onto the map, and he can simply just be very annoying towards the enemy team and delay their jungle.
Also, knowing that the blue team has like three type of CC, so Digi would just nullify them using his ult. Having Selena, Jawhead, or Ruby, with his ultimate only, Digi would nullify their CC.
Correct. Well, they are mostly picking heroes that can be very annoying in teamfights, which is, I understand. That is very important. And they should be also focusing on the late game.
Yes.
As you can see, Benedetta is a very annoying hero, although it was nerfed the previous patch, but it can still be considered very annoying and very lethal as well.
In my opinion, the blue team is rather focusing on the early game, mostly on the early game, while the red team has a better late game setup, in my opinion, having Shang-Chi, having Beatrix, and even having two tanks, basically three very sustainable heroes, which are Paquito and Sofra and Yuz Hong.
Yep, that is correct. Well, the thing is, I do like the way Shibuya team chooses their heroes during the draft picks. They really focus on having a good early game, a good late game, and a good mid game, which is the most important thing when you're playing a match. And especially if you want to win the tournament, you gotta focus and you gotta do things this way.
Totally agreeing with you, especially if they wish to win it all in one go. Like if they wish to have a 3-0 score, they need to have a very high sustainable team while doing a very decent damage, in my opinion. So basically, we're gonna hope to see either Beatrix would be a curse or a blessing, whether he would know how to play it or whether he would just fail in playing her. That's the key. That's the high point, in my opinion, to see how Beatrix would do in this match.
Yes, that is very good actually.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the
Well, there's nothing we can say right now other than wishing both teams good luck. And like I said, they should be really doing their best in this game. Because the first few games, they do decide if you go on to 5 matches or you just end it really early. You see.
Yes. There is always a hope of comeback. So we're just seeing both teams are basically taking their own buff, jungling as the normal laning phase would go, in my opinion. Nothing, no taking other buff, no ganking, no invading, nothing yet.
Yes, indeed. Well, you see, the last time Shibuya team has surprised us with the comeback they did, we were not expecting that, and that simply proves that nothing can be really known. Nothing can be deduced. You just gotta wait until the last minute so that you could know the results and you could know who really is gonna win.
Totally agreeing with you. There is always a chance of a comeback in these type of games. There isn't always a definite win, and we see a first blood on for Paquito, and secondly a kill for Vendetta.
That was indeed a good start, I guess. For both teams, they got 1 kill each. Let's see how it goes.
Yes.
Well, the most important thing is to jungle
Let's
real
see,
quick, considering that Benedetta is not that quick of a jungler. And Beatrix, I personally haven't seen Beatrix jungling yet, but I think it's pretty effective. It's definitely very effective. And when it comes to the damage she does.
I do agree with you, and I think, in my opinion, that Beatrix would hit a high point while once she got her demon hunter sword. So that would be like a point turning item, such with the Claude. In my opinion, he should just farm or gank safely till he get that item. In my opinion.
Yes, that should be the plan. Playing safe just until you gather the main items, and then you could start being aggressive and actually playing offense.
Totally agree with you. So, in my opinion, just how they play Claude, Beatrix should be played in like playing safe, finding kill in the early game if it is possible, then farming till she gets her Demon Hunter sword. It is one of her core items.
Yes, indeed. Should not be really taking any risks in the early game, or you would actually just ruin the whole match for your team, for yourself, and for your team. Actually, considering here making any mistake is just very critical, very lethal. Well, until this moment, until the first 3 minutes, both teams are still getting kill by kill. They're not really making it clear yet. They're still playing a little bit safe, attacking when needed, and taking the necessary kills. Benedetta is just farming. He's mostly just farming as much as possible, as you can see here. Well, I believe Benedetta should be just trying to get more kills in the early game, considering he's got Benedetta playing or just farming the whole time. That would not really be effective. Ganking and helping the lanes would just be the perfect thing to do, and that's what she is doing at this moment. All right. Well, as we can see here, both teams are actually still mostly farming. I can see that team Kolibri is actually on the lead, on the gold lead at this moment, with approximately 1k compared to the Shibuya team. And we can see that there's 1 kill difference as well.
So basically, we can see, as Bullseye just said, it is a very active game in my opinion. Both teams are partaking much in the team fights and just enjoying their time, playing the game as it should be, in my opinion. Team fighting and trying to win lanes. So we also can see that Beatrix is just farming till her items. We see that the red team is behind in 3k gold approximately, which may be due to the amount of difference in the skills and the push that the blue team did do in the mid game, in the mid lane. My bad. But we also can see the exceedance of gold made by Benedetta by her farming and ganking each lane, and a good rotation, in my opinion. Out farming and also out leveling. Vendetta is like level 12, while the other team has a stable level of 7, 8, and their jungler of level 10. In addition to that, we can see a team fight going now on the turtle. We can Vendetta took the turtle, and Khufra was killed by Khufra was killed. We can see a dominance by the blue side over the red team jungle, dominating their buff, dominating their jungle, taking them, and also killing 2 of their team members. In addition to those 2 dead, we can also see Use Hong being killed by a 3v1. A high dominance is seen by the blue side, especially on the split pushing. They're pushing their lanes on the bottom side. In addition to also just clearing jungles and keep on farming. It would be a hard game, in my opinion, now to come back, seeing the exceed of gold made by the jungle, Vendetta by the blue side jungle. But there is always a hope. There is always hope, and always a chance of coming back. A chance maybe to win team fight. One team fight can change everything, in my opinion. We can see Beatrix was taken down alongside with Paquito by the blue side, while no one from the blue side was dead, was killed. And also,
to this moment, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Until this moment, Kolibri is actually dominating the game with way more kills than Shibuya. You see,
totally agree with you.
we should be seeing a little bit more focusing from Shibuya, because they got 7 kills at this moment. The other team is just way ahead of them with around 7k gold. That would be a little bit difficult.
Approximately 10.
Yeah, it's going to be approximately 10 by now. That's going to be a little bit difficult to make a comeback if you actually continue beating in this way. Not sure what strategy they should be following, but this should be tough, you see. They should be changing their strategy at this moment.
In my opinion, it is mainly due to the Vendetta having a lot of out leveling and out farming, mainly the red team member, which made it easier for her to gank and dominate in the early game. Like the blue team is just picking off kills one by one, taking the red team one by one, like not having any serious problems against them. We can see Lord is basically taking out the top tower tier 3, and it would be a end game. GG, the blue team did win the first game. It was one nice game, and I hope the red team would now focus on changing their overall team strategy.
That was a very quick game, actually, and we hope that the few next games will be a little bit longer, because we just want to see some more excitement. Well, hard luck for Team Shibuya, and that was a very good game for Team Kolibri. We'll be coming back to you within a few minutes break. We're going to be starting the next match to continue our final series.
a new challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive. For honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down, we will all wear a crown. We are unstoppable, we're proud like armor and shield. We are unbreakable, we're all invincible. Now they'll take on the world. We can fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the stripe for what you believe in is right. Zero to hero, immortal hero. Another day is dawning again. Forget our troubles, we're standing the pain. Some others are gone, but spirits remain. We're fighting the names while victory awaits. We're invincible, let's take on the world. Fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the stripe for what you believe in is right. Immortal hero, immortal hero. Immortal hero, immortal hero, immortal hero. We're all invincible. Winning is inviolable. We can fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses.
All right, here we are back again with the second match, and we
Your
are
team is
currently
banning.
reviewing the banning phase for both of the teams. We're gonna see how both teams are gonna draft their picks, how they're gonna pick their bans, their heroes, so that they can make up the lose that Shibuya had actually obtained the previous match. And I would like to see what will the team Kolibri choose in this case
Your
to
team
proceed
is banning.
and try to win this match as well, just like they did in the previous match.
I expect a Benedetta ban, to be honest. I do expect that. I do highly expect a Benedetta from the blue side, especially
Your
due to
team
what
is
Benedetta
banned.
has done in the last game. So now we see the blue side has banned only Eve and Esmeralda, while the red side have banned Matilda for now. Do you think we would see another Benedetta game or a Lancelot game from Victor, the red team captain, the red team jungler who was jungler last game? Do you expect a hyper jungler this game, Bullseye?
Well, I actually think it kind of depends. Here we go. Well, that is not possible for
so
Victor
they
to
took.
take,
Selena,
yes, they took their
With
pick. Actually.
Selena,
your team is picking.
they took their normal pick, which they did last game.
Correct. Although Benedetta is no longer available for Team Kolibri to be picked at this moment, to the player Thug, the first pick on Team Shibuya has actually stolen Benedetta,
Your team is
and
picking.
let's see if he's gonna have the same performance. I'm not sure
Let's
he's gonna
hope.
be doing a Benedetta side lane this time though, not a jungle.
it would maybe fit more the side lane, but Victor was capable of pulling it out in the jungler, which was maybe a surprise. And we see a Lancelot. I did expect a Lancelot from the red team actually, and I highly expect that Victor would take the Lancelot as his it is one of his most used heroes, and he is a great Lancelot in my opinion.
Yes. Well, I totally support you on what you said. Point, because Lancelot, and if you are somebody that can really do Lance, you can be a very annoying person during the match. So Lancelot is a very annoying hero, a very annoying jungler, and he's got a high damage, early game, late game. So let's see how they're gonna be using it.
I totally agree with you, and I think, in my opinion, that the blue side would rather think on trying to assert dominance in the early stages of the game against Lancelot, so he would have a hard early game. That's my opinion. In addition to,
I do think, yeah.
They're gonna. We see a Kagura pick.
Yeah, that's the Kagura pick. But you see, Shibuya is going back with the Diggy strategy here. The Diggy tank, actually, not the feeding one. That's a different strategy here.
Well, it did work for them in the semifinals. Let's hope it would work for them in the finals also. So we see the full lineup of the blue side. Maybe we would see a Luo Yi pick.
Well, you see,
a
I was surprised. How Shibuya was able to use Diggy that efficiently. And if they do use it right now with all these heroes, you see, Nana is also a support hero, but can have a huge damage if you pick the items correctly. You see, that's very interesting.
Not to forget her second ability.
Yes, indeed. Well, you see, Kyo is back again with the Yi Sun-shin pick. That's very interesting. I'd like to see him using Yi Sun-shin now, considering Beatrix did not work for him in this match. So let's see if Yi Sun-shin would be doing the needed job in this match. I hope so.
Let's hope for a good game. That's what I hope for, actually, for a fun and good game. As I would expect a good game from the Lancelot side, as he would try to assert dominance on the lanes like he did with Benedetta, trying to farm good and try to gank as much as possible to get the maximum of his jungler role.
Correct. Well, you can see the Team Kolibri, Lancelot, Selena, Kagura, and Johead, all of these heroes, they have a huge damage early game. So if they know how to use these, I think it's gonna be a total domination for Team Kolibri. Here we go. The match actually started right now. I would like to see how Team Shibuya would be performing during this match, because the last time they lost the first match and then they came back and they did a huge comeback within the next matches. So we never know. You could never know.
I do agree with you on this point. There is always a chance of comeback. There is always this huge chance of coming back from a lost game. We can see that the blue side has Victor starting with the buff, and while their Johead is also starting with the red buff. So they're basically like managing to take two buffs at the same time, which would be very effective for them.
Correct. That's indeed a very good idea. You see, I personally expect this match to be this match should be going to the late game rather than just ending on the beginning. I expect that to happen. Mostly. The reason is because Yi Sun-shin here, Kyo, is a pretty good Yi Sun-shin player, and if he does focus just like he did the last time, he would be actually bringing a pretty good performance and helping his team actually perform well. Let's just hope that. At this moment, Lancelot does not agree with me. He just got a double kill, and Selena got the third kill, we can see 3-1 for Team Kolibri. 3 kills for just 1 kill for Team Shibuya. Until this
I do agree with you. Lancelot will try his best to get as much as advantage as he could, it would assist him in his late game a lot. Having as Lancelot who has a huge advantage is one of the most annoying thing to be against, actually, as Lancelot has a huge potential of doing a huge ton of damage with just doing 2 to 3 abilities.
Indeed, yes. That's what I've been saying. Lancelot is a very annoying hero, considering he's got that huge set of damage. Well, Team Kolibri is actually starting to take the turtle, and I think the first turtle is gonna be going for them, because Team Shibuya is not able to defend or try to attack. So yeah, Lancelot has gotten the first turtle. Let's see how many turtles are they gonna be getting. You see, until this moment, you can get up to 4 turtles, and if you do that, you will just give a huge boost to your team. In the early game, lots of gold, and you would
lots of gold and a bit of survivability, in my opinion, for the jungler.
Indeed, the shield that the turtle provides. That's a very important thing that we should not forget about.
Not to forget the fact that Lancelot isn't like a very sustainable hero. He is a bit squishy, so a bit of shield would assist him a lot.
Indeed, that's correct. You can get it. Well,
so we see Lancelot having 4 kills till now, and Laymore picking 1 kill.
Yes, well, it's 7-2 until this moment, and Team Kolibri is actually surprising us with a very tough and a very aggressive early game. Lancelot is actually jungling in the enemy's lanes, and they could not do anything to stop him because he's already level 7. That's a very impressive strategy they've been following. Well, even though Lancelot is actually just excelling and going really quick onto the jungling and leveling up real quick, if the Team Shibuya knows how to protect his lanes as much as possible, they could be just driving the game onto the late game and giving themselves a chance, at least, instead of losing early game like the previous match.
In my opinion, Team Shibuya should focus on extending the game as much as possible,
yes,
as this might come to their advantage. Yes, especially with Lancelot being just ahead of everyone with like 2 to 3 levels. But we see that Paquito that countered that gank and took a kill on the Laymore while trying to counter and surviving against the Lancelot.
Paquito is doing great.
And killing him.
Paquito is doing great.
He ended up killing the Lancelot.
Indeed, that was a nice one. Although he died, but he actually just stopped the push, killed their jungler and their side lane, which was just more than enough, I guess, for his team to hold up. Although Diggy has almost died for 3 times so far, I'm not sure what kind of strategy they're going to be following right here, because the early game is apparently going to Kolibri's side. Shibuya needs to do something about that. They need to figure it out real quick before it's too late.
In my opinion, Shibuya should focus rather on pushing a bit and playing it safe, rather than just being too pushy in the lane, too looking for team fights. They should just play safe and try to push the lanes as much as possible.
That's what Benedetta actually doing at this point, which is a very good thing to help her team stand back up. It's a pretty aggressive game.
I do agree with you that Vendetta should focus.
Correct. Lancelot is just unstoppable at this moment. They should be doing something about it. He's already level 10 at the minute 6. The rest of his team is level 7 and 8. Ethan Chin is actually just not way behind, considering both teams are close enough within the gold difference. a comeback is still kind of possible, although there's a 5-kill difference between both teams. It's,
Well, kills doesn't mean much, but if you can see,
yes, of course, that is correct. That is definitely correct. However, the thing is, as long as you're getting kills, you're getting more gold, and
yes,
that's
and
what the
pushing
team
the
Kolibri
tower
is doing.
also.
Yes, of course.
Not to forget pushing the tower. Pushing the tower is one of the main objective in the game.
Yeah, well, the sad thing that I can see over here is that Team Shibuya is barely able to hold their lanes at some point because the Team Kolibri, the red team, is actually just kind of walking around in their lanes, and Team Shibuya can do nothing about it. I just hope to see a change for that. But still, you
well,
see, as we were
as-
talking, nothing is impossible because the gold difference is not a huge, and Makito is doing a huge job on his lane. They should be. I expect that the Kolibri team are going to be ganging Makito real soon after taking the turtle to stop him from whatever he's doing.
Yes, agreeing with you that Paquito would be stopped immediately by the red team. As they don't want to give him an advantage, they don't want to let him push. They should focus more on letting the top lane push alone.
Well,
But
while we
in
were talking
to that, we
about
can see
Makito,
Vendetta.
yes, Benedetta is doing a great job, as you can see. Yes, correct. She's just pushing the lane and keeping the enemies busy. But Lancelot has just gotten a triple kill on the blue buff, the enemy team, and that was pretty impressive. Yi Sun-Shin is on the gold lead of his team, but he's way behind the enemy team. He's way behind Lancelot, and I'm not sure what are the chances that Yi Sun-Shin would just stand back up. If we don't see a late game, there won't be any chance for Team Shibuya to pull this game. Let's hope for the best, though.
In both games, this one and the last game, we saw that the red team jungler is always on an advantage on the level and on an advantage with the gold. We can see his dominance on the game actually. I don't know how they should counter him in the third game, but it needs to be countered in my opinion. They shouldn't let him just farm and gank as he please.
Well, as you can see, he just got a triple kill again. That's, I think, his third triple kill within the same match. He's already around 12 kills. He's already around 12 kills within the first 9 minutes of the game. That's pretty impressive at this point to see. That would be very difficult to stop him at this moment.
In my opinion, in the game 3, Jowhead should be banned.
Well, they can try that. They can try that.
That's my opinion, but Jowhead should be banned, as we can see that Jowhead and Lancelot, or Jowhead in mainly Jowhead with their jungler, is always to be giving him the advantage of the early game, starting the double buff. Like the buff would take only a couple of seconds. The second one, we can see the rotation done by the red team jungler. He starts with the blue buff while Jowhead starts with the red one. He finishes the blue one while Jowhead is making the blue one, the red one, 10% HP or even 20%, which would make it easier for him to just take the buff and gank faster.
Yes. Well, that's what you are saying is definitely correct. I can see at this moment, Paquito is trying to just track Lance. However, Lance makes it, and he actually escapes going back to the blue buff to actually just continue farming, as he was almost half HP, and he did not want to risk losing the fight. As you can see, Lance is already dead just one time, which happened during the first minute. Since that time until this moment, Lance has been dominating the game, giving his team a huge push. Selena has been doing a great job as well. Well, I can see that Jowhead is going to initiate the fight over here. He did not succeed. But that was a nice try. Joehead is the main initiator over here. So as long as he initiates the fight, and as long as he manages to pull one of the enemy team onto the middle of his team, that could be an easy kill. And from there you could start a team fight. That's what they've been doing since the beginning.
Well, in my opinion, it would be a hard game for the blue side. I don't know if whether they can come back now or what, but they should really think of a strategy to counter their jungler.
Correct. They still do have a chance. At this moment, they lost all of their inhibitor turrets, and they got nothing to defend the base. They're all dead, and the game is mostly over.
It's a good game.
That was a 2-0 for Team Kolibri, leaving Shibuya at 0 wins and 2 losses in a row. I believe that this match is going to be the match that decides it all, whether or not the finals are decided to be to Kolibri's side, or Shibuya decides to actually make a change and gives us a comeback, the comeback that we are waiting for, to give us a few additional matches and a few more exciting. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna start the match in a few minutes, and we're going to be back with you again in a bit.
Dawn of the day, I hear you call, face a new challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive, for honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down, we will all wear a crown. We are unstoppable, we're proud like armor and shield. We are unbreakable, we're all invincible. Now we'll take on the world. We can fight, fight for our lives. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the strap for what you believe in is right. Zero to hero, immortal hero. Another day is dawning again. Forget our troubles, we're standing the
Hello
Your
and
team
welcome
is
back
banning.
for the third game of the Mobile Legends Discord tournament final.
Yes, well, the previous match was a very difficult match
Your
for
team
Shibuya.
is banning.
Let's see if they're going to ban accordingly during this match and focus a little bit more on drafting their picks this time. Because the previous match, they actually just did things randomly. In my opinion, they could
Your
have banned
team is
different
banning.
heroes. Maybe they could have picked better heroes as well. So let's just see how is it going to happen.
Your team
We
is
expected a
picking.
Lancelot ban during this match, and that's what exactly happened. Now,
Combined by
Victor's-
the
Yes, that's
Vendetta
Victor's
ban.
turn to actually pick
Your
right now.
team is
He's
picking.
delaying his pick until later. He gave Selena. Selena is actually just a great player. He has been doing a huge job during the previous match, giving a very good vision to his team on the map. He was stunning the enemy, constantly going in and out real quick, doing a huge damage, helping his team farm.
Your team
Selena
is
was doing a
picking.
great job during the previous two matches. So I expect Selena to be performing well during this match as well. Well,
and we also can see that the red team did take also the Joe had pick, which was a bit essential in the first two games, in my opinion.
yes, correct. Well, the thing is, other than having good
Your
picks,
team is
Team
picking.
Kolibri was actually focusing on the rotation. And as long
Exactly.
as the rotation was just very well organized, and they were moving together, ganking when needed, jungling when needed, and initiating when needed, they were actually just leading the game during the early game, and they were just dominating. See, that was the plan.
Your team is
In my
banning.
opinion, we might see Victor playing his main hero, which is Harris. It is possible to see Victor using that hero again.
Your team is banning.
Well, I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's see the call right now. Waiting to see the ban that Victor is going to pick for his team. I have no idea what would he be picking at this moment. He picked
If he
Isan.
Your
banned,
team is picking.
he banned the Assumption.
Yeah, he picked Isan Chin as a ban.
Yeah,
Well, I think Kyo was doing a relatively good job as Isan Chin last match, considering he was late, but he was still doing a good job. So they just banned Isan Chin in case anything wrong happens, because they knew that Kyo was a good Isan Chin player, and they wanted to avoid any risks in this case.
Your team is picking.
I agree with you. So we can see that the red team has a bit of sustain. Lapu Lapu and Paquito, not to forget Joehead. It is a very sustainable team. Have high sustain in the early, mid, and late game. Actually,
Indeed, that is correct. Well,
we might
that is,
a link.
we might
a
be
Ling
seeing
jung-
a Ling pick right over here. Although many people
Oh.
believe that Ling
Your
has been
team
nerfed
is picking.
a lot recently. Apparently, Victor has a different opinion about this one, and apparently he would like to prove us wrong, and he would be using Ling during this match. I would like to see how would he perform. I do really admire Victor's gameplay and performance as a jungler during the previous two matches, so I would like to see him during this match as well.
Well, Link can be a huge pain if he is a good Link in actually. Like if he is a good Link, he would be a huge pain for the red team.
Yep, that is correct. He has a huge mobile movement. He has a huge, he's just a very annoying hero if you use him wisely. So I would like to see how is that going to happen. We've been seeing Selena in every single match, and Selena has been doing a good job. Akai is a very annoying tank as well. If you use him wisely as well. He cannot be picked at any moment. He cannot be picked in just randomly. There is a certain time where you have to pick Akai, and I would like to see this as well. That is a very interesting set of picks the Team Kolibri has done.
Well, their Akai is current. Akai who is playing currently, Akai is their Joehead player, so we can see him ganking alongside with Link. rotating alongside with Ling, which alone would give Ling a huge advantage in my opinion. Letting him pick off those kills on the early game, and not to forget that Selena, who's just sticking up to them, helping them gank, helping them rotate, which alone is a good thing to do. We can see normal jungle farming till now. No rotation, nothing special. We can see Link trying to farm both jungle camps at the same time, and succeeds by taking both buff. Akai returning to the jungle, to the base in my bad, and while the red team has Granger on the blue buff. We can see Paquito is asserting some dominance on the gold lane and taking the first blood on Chao. Granger and Jawhead are against Ling at the moment, trying to get Ling and killing him to maybe slow down his late game potential. But they fail to due to the Ling high mobility, jumping on walls using his first ability. It is basically a calm game right now. Nothing, no high rotation till now. We can see Jawhead trying to trick Kadita on pushing a bit, being a bit aggressive so he would pick her off, and he succeeded too, and takes the kill on the Kadita on the experience lane. While we can see also in the top lane, on the gold lane, Paquito just asserting his dominance, trying to push the lane as much as he can versus the Xiao. Not to forget that Paquito is a great hero versus in a 1v1 melee versus melee heroes. He can just gain stacks and refresh his abilities using his passive, but Xiao was capable of killing him under the tower, utilizing the tower damage to his advantage. The gold difference between both teams isn't a huge difference. We can see the red team picking off a 500 gold difference approximately, which would make and Paquito would gain another kill. Paquito is currently 2-1-0, trying to rotate and getting as much kill as he can. But we can see also that Chao is trying to push his lane and asserting a bit of dominance back on the Paquito, trying to defend himself using the ultimate, and Link, which he would come to assist him on trying to kill the Paquito, so they would try to push the lane. But sadly, Paquito did try to run and taking advantage of the gold of the tower damage to take out the Link, which would slow the Link attempt to trying to gain advantage on the game. Basically, both teams are trying to be equal. We can see Shibuya team having a bit of advantage, a 2k advantage approximately, which would help them a lot in the late game, especially with that Granger jungle. Granger is one of the marksmen who has the highest burst damage in the game, while not dealing crit damage due to his passive and due to his high damage gain. We also can see that Ling is a bit behind on farm, not like the first two games, where the jungler beat Victor, being always in an advantage on the other team. We can see that the ban of Lancelot and Vendetta did hurt him a lot, and which made him maybe have a slower game, and which would maybe cost them the game. We might be seeing maybe a game 4, and hopefully, in my opinion. So the more games, the more fun, in my opinion. The more the competition would be harder for both teams. We can see
that is definitely correct.
We can see Granger is currently on the advantage of the gold side. He has 5.3k gold, while Paquito is the second one is 5.1.
Well, you can see that during this game, actually, we have seen a huge change. You see, Team Shibuya is actually doing a very good job on the jungling side and on pushing the lanes. You see, there's a huge goal difference between both teams. We haven't seen that in the previous two matches, and that could be a game changer at this point.
It is possible that Shibuya has focused more now on the game and trying to win the game more than the first two games. They put more focus on their picks and draft, and in addition to their general gameplay, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, you can see how drafting the picks correctly could just change the whole thing. And as long as you pick your heroes and ban the correct heroes, you could give yourself a chance to do a serious comeback, as we are seeing here. Team Kolibri is being trapped in the base, and Team Shibuya is just taking the turtle for the second time, jungling very easily and pushing the lanes, while Team Kolibri is just not able to do anything about it.
Well, there is always a chance of comeback, but would the Kolibri team be capable of that comeback with the Granger being ahead, the Lapu being ahead, the Paquito being ahead? Are they capable of doing that comeback? That's the real question, in my opinion.
Indeed, I do agree. Well, Ling was very clever on that camp that he had done in the bush. He was able to pull an easy kill on Shangi. Shangi is a serious, pusher and defender, and we are seeing a few kills from Shibuya team in return. Paquito is just doing a huge job. I cannot say, but Paquito is just doing whatever he can to pull his team and to help him. To help the team reach the late game. You see, Paquito was doing a huge job on his lane, and then he was also participating in team fights at the same time. That's just more than enough.
In my opinion, Paquito was a great pick in front of the Shao. Paquito versus a melee hero is basically a free win for Paquito, in my opinion. Paquito is one of the most spammable heroes. Like, he can spam his abilities a lot if he could just try and use his passive a lot, in my opinion.
That is
especially
correct.
Versus a melee hero. Like, he's just pushing reducing the difference of distance between them both, which happened in the early game versus his cow.
Correct. Well, as soon as the match started, Paquito got the first kill, and then he dominated the lane. He also helped his team on team fights. He helped on the ganks on the turtle, and he simply did almost everything that could help his team just, excel and have a good early game. And that really reflected very well. Although Ling is getting a few kills now, he got the first kill at this moment, he's still way behind Granger. He's still at 5.4k gold, while Granger is almost at 8K, and we have seen the Lord at this moment. As soon as the Lord came up, Granger just decided to take it. That was
And Granger just got deleted by the combo of Selena and
he just got deleted.
Carita, in my opinion. He just got deleted, but we can also see the dominance of Paquito in the game. His dominance
Paquito
on
is just
every
doing a
hero.
huge job. He's just dominating everywhere. He's just making the difference. Although Granger died, he's just still doing the difference. He's still able to pull a double kill and a triple kill.
He's just proving that they don't need a marksman for the carry. He can carry the game alone. He can just carry this game, deal with every melee hero that comes against him with that shield, with that ultimate. And we can see how he just went versus 3 again, basically 1v3 and just took them out.
He went 1v3, although he had a very low HP. Don't forget about that. And
exactly.
He killed Ling at the end. He was barely 1000 HP, probably way less. And he probably didn't have all his skills, and he managed to kill Ling. That was just impressive. You can see the quality of the performance that Paquito is bringing this match. The Kolibri team, the blue team's base is almost at half HP, and
with no tower to defend.
Correct. A big mini wave is approaching right now, and I believe we're gonna be seeing the end of this game at this minute, at this second. Actually,
it's a good game in my opinion, and we will see the game 4.
That was a very good game. I was glad that Shibuya was able to pull that to come back at this moment.
Agreeing with you.
Let's see how the fourth match is going to go in this case. I'm gonna be back in a few minutes as usual. All right, we're off. I'm not sure what was happening, to be honest. I was just speaking the whole time. I thought you gun. Okay. Okay, like I will.
Dawn of the day, I hear you call. Face a new challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive. For honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down, we will all wear a crown. We are unstoppable, we're proud like armor and shield. We are unbreakable, we're all invincible. Now we'll take on the world. We can fight, fight for our life. When the world collapses all around us, fight like a knight. Join the fight, fight for our pride. Never off the strap for what you believe in is right. Zero to hero, immortal hero. Another day is dawning again. Forget our troubles, we're standing the pain. Some others are gone, but spirits remain. We'll fight in the names while victory awaits. We're invincible, let's take on the world.
All right, here we are again, back with the fourth match. I have expected the team Shibuya to do a comeback during the previous match due to the fact that they had a very good draft. They had a very good picking phase, and if they do the same on this during this draft pick, they're gonna have another chance to win the fourth match as well and take us to the fifth and last match, the final deciding match.
I do hope we see a 5 match. I do hope that. It is always my joy to see the full potential of both teams, especially seeing that much of good play and enjoyable play, in my opinion. Like, both teams are basically equal in the power side, in the strength side. They both team equal, and we can also see that they have great potential, both of them.
Indeed, both the teams are pretty good. Teams. Their players are very well experienced, and they're doing they're just playing very well. Although Team Shibuya lost first 2 games, for example, they're still very good players, and they were able to do a comeback on the third one. So let's hope for the best during this match. We've seen,
in my opinion, they did learn from it.
Yeah, they did learn.
They did learn from the first matches.
Of course.
They used them for their benefit more than letting them down. We can see them banning Benedetta and Lancelot immediately, while the red team is banning Paquito. A surprise ban, but seeing what he did last game, it is expected, in my opinion.
Correct. Well, we both expected that Paquito would be banned during this match, considering that the previous 2 matches he's been the only one helping his team hold the game. And the previous match, literally, and only the previous match, he did he did almost most of the work for his team, and he made it very easy for them to win. So banning him would be just too obvious at this point, you see. Let's see, we were sort of seeing new picks over here. We're seeing a new pick by Victor. I'm not sure he's going to jungle again this match, probably giving the chance for someone else to jungle on his team.
Well, let's see. I doubt they would use Sylvana as a fighter. They would use her as more as a tank, in my opinion.
Most probably, yes. Most probably.
Although her tankiness has been a bit nerfed in the recent patch, so not sure whether they would use her or she would just stick to be a side laner.
Yep, that is correct. Well, until this moment, the first 3 picks of Shibuya team are mostly similar to the previous match. We have seen Scorched Trials on the Johan, Grok Lesnar as a Shangi, and Thug as a Lapu Lapu.
And
on the other hand,
Your team is picking.
yes?
We saw Victor Granger taking the jungler role in the red team versus a Beatrix. We're seeing again a Beatrix pick.
Yes,
surprising, in my opinion.
Kyo is actually insisting to win with the Beatrix. They banned his Yushan.
And they took his Granger.
Yeah, well, I think Kyo was actually a good Cloud player. He can perform good as a Cloud player. Well, you see, Kyo is a main Sylvana player, but he hasn't been using Sylvana recently, as far as I know. He's been going into different roles, different heroes, which is good. We are seeing very impressive picks at this moment by both of the teams. I would like to see how this would go.
I did expect Victor to be the Harris, as he is a Harris main, actually. So I did expect him to pick the Harris, to switch maybe, but it turns out, he did.
He did actually. He did switch at this moment.
He did.
He did switch with the last pick. The last pick was Harris, and he switched the first and the last pick, leaving the jungling role to Granger. That's a different thing we're seeing. We are seeing a different strategy. Victor did a very good job during the first 2 games. The third game wasn't the best, so they decided perhaps why not to change and try another strategy, which is good. That could be a very good one.
we can see that the Sylvana player is their main tank player. He played Jawhead for the first 2 games, he played Akai the last game, and now he's playing Sylvana. So he is their main tank player.
Indeed.
But would she be better than a Jawhead? Would she beat the Jawhead at being a tank? That's the real question. Like, would she assert dominance and with their grandeur, how Jawhead did in the last game?
That would be a thing that we can discover right now. It's a little bit difficult to conclude, considering that the previous match has been a huge turnover within the games series. The first 2 games were going to Kolibri's side. The 3rd game went to Shibuya, and here we are at the 4th game starting right now, waiting to see who is going to win this game. If Team Kolibri wins it, the finals are over, and Team Kolibri wins. And if Team Shibuya wins, we're gonna see a 5th game, extending our stream a little bit, having more excitement, and seeing an additional game. Both teams are pretty good players.
Yes, I totally agree with you, but it would all fall under if Team Shibuya would win.
Indeed.
There is always this chance of Team Kolibri winning, and yet till this moment we cannot know who would win, as the picks are basically good in both teams. There isn't any bad picks in my opinion. So it all depends on the general gameplay, in my opinion.
Correct. On how the performance is everything over here. You can see Granger is farming and moving with his tank, ganking the lane just a little bit to move his enemies away, and going back to his lane to continue jungling. On the other side, on the bottom lane, we can see Hilda. The Hilda player is the same Paquito player that we've been seeing in the previous 2 games. And I am very interested to actually know how is he going to perform. The previous match, he dominated Chao. So will he actually dominate Chao with Hilda right now? We're going to figure out.
Well, it isn't the same as picking Paquito versus a Chao, in my opinion. As Paquito, as I said in the last game, Paquito is one of the greatest heroes in the 1v1, in the melee versus melee. And the first blood is taken on Granger. With the
first blood was taken alongside with the turtle. Beatrix actually managed to pull the turtle, and Hilda managed to pull the first kill. And here we are seeing the second kill. Probably there's going to be a 3rd kill. Nope. Kagura and Chao managed to go back.
Nope.
Hilda actually, as you can see, is a very tanky hero. They highly rely on the bushes to heal themselves. But they can have a huge damage and can be tanky at the same time. That's what I like about Hilda, to be honest. If you do know how to play her, of course.
We all have went against Hilda that basically built the Hepstasis and the Blade of Despair, and basically start one-shotting every squishy hero on the map. It is basically impossible if you don't counter her with her Twilight Armor. So we may see the Twilight Armor as an item for the squishy hero like Vendetta or Shangi. Like it is needed for them to survive the ultimate of Hilda.
Most probably. We're going to figure that out in a few minutes, I believe. As at this moment, Chao is being zoned by Hilda. Hilda is dominating on the lane. And on the top lane, Lapu Lapu is actually just holding out against Victor. Well, we can see we got the first kill from the Kolibri team. The turret just gotten Sylvana down as she just dived way too deep. However, they managed to kill Lapu as their first kill. That was a nice initiation. That was not really bad. You must start at some point.
That was a nice gank by the red team, in my opinion.
Correct.
It was needed.
The kill.
It was
definitely needed. They should be considering to gank Hilda at some point. because Shao is literally able to do nothing against her, which is normal.
Well,
She's
to
pretty
be
tanky
honest,
and she's got a huge damage.
she got the huge damage, tanky hero, and she basically has a free regen ability with her passive. We can see a
That
huge
is
team
correct.
fight coming out on the turtle side of the map.
Yes,
We can see
team
one
fight
kill on
started-
the
The team fight started as soon as Team Shibuya got in the second turtle. Team Kolibri just decided to simply get the kills. Grangers jungling in the enemy lanes, they took the blue buff, and they're taking the main and the first mid tower. That is very impressive. They actually did a good job on this one. Johan is mostly low on HP and he has to go back.
we can see that the red team is just trying to take any advantage they have to try slowing the Beatrix down, like taking her blue buff, taking her killing her, and even taking her turtle. Like they stole the shield from the turtle. She doesn't have any more sustainability as what it would expected when she had the turtle. It is possible to see a 4-man gank right now on the top side of the map. They are just trying to go.
Yes,
And
well, Lapu
yes.
is definitely dead at this point. Johan is trying to defend until Lapu comes back. Well, that was a nice rotation from Johan, though. As soon as he saw Lapu getting ganked, he decided to go back up and to clear the minimum wave, stopping the enemy from pushing. We got two lows over here. Granger's low on HP. Harith came to save him. That was a very nice save from Harith. Granger would have probably died if Harith didn't interfere in the fight.
While on this side of the game of Hilda and Shao, we can see a very slow gameplay. None of the boss is none of them is fighting. They're just farming, playing safe, trying to get as much as gold as they can. They're not taking any risk. Neither Shao is pushing nor Hilda is pushing. We can
Correct.
see
Well,
the
both of them
turtle, a
are,
fight near turtle.
Yes, that is correct. Shao and Hilda both are very close range heroes, so they cannot take any risk and dive into each other's turrets. I believe the third turtle is going to be two Kolibri teams. They already started taking it, pulling a
And
triple
they took
kill
out
on-
4 of the 5 members of Team Shibuya.
That was a very nice fight. That's the second fight that Team Kolibri wins. They got the third turtle with a triple kill for Granger. That was a very nice one. Team Shibuya needs to reconsider their plans. They need to do something about this. Granger is already level 10 with the gold approximately 4.5k. Harris is actually on the gold lead among both teams. This is still only around 1k difference between both teams, which is okay. There's still not much of a difference yet.
Not to forget that the fact that Hilda did not join in that fight, neither did Shao. So if Hilda would have joined, maybe the outcome would have been different. But leaving Shao alone on the bot side of the game would have gave him the advantage of just pushing and getting more gold.
That is correct. The team fight is going to change once we see Hilda and Shao participating. I don't know when will that happen, but at this moment Hilda is suffering.
We can also see
Yep, they got in Hilda.
Hilda got
is dead
ganked
right now.
by the Kagura.
That was a nice one,
And
though.
Granger got the kill on the Johat. In my opinion, Granger pick was a great pick in my opinion. Not to forget that Victor did play his main hero, which which made him have maybe an advantage, knowing he played the hero that he has more than 400 matches with him. So he basically know how the hero fluctuate, know how the hero would the extent of damage he can do to Lapu. Surviving versus a Lapu isn't an easy task in my opinion. Lapu can be a bit too aggressive in the gameplay.
That is correct. Well, as you can see here, Gun, Team Shibuya is being trapped in his base. They are able to do nothing, actually. Lapu is trying to cut the lane on top lane, trying to make an additional push to help his team survive. And the Lord is over here. I expect Team Kolibri, they're gonna be taking the Lord anytime soon if they manage to pull any kill.
In my opinion, they wouldn't, especially
They
due
would
to
not.
Sylvana being dead as it is their tank. So doing Lord in a 3v4 isn't in their advantage, especially with the Hilda here.
They lost
And-
Adura and they just
and
lost
Harris.
Harris. Indeed.
But
well,
but
Granger is very low and Hilda managed to survive. I expect her to recall anytime soon, exactly. Granger is trying to find Hilda. He's trying to look for Hilda at this moment. He failed.
and we also can see Lapu Lapu did push the tier 2 tower on the top side of the game of the
That was
map.
expected, you see,
but-
because the team fight was happening on the bottom lane while Lapu was way too behind, was way far. So if he would rotate to the bottom lane, it would be too late. He decided to make a push instead, and that was very effective. And we can see
we
the Lord
might-
here. That was a...
being taken by Kolibri team.
Indeed, Granger managed to activate his retribution on the Lord in the last minute, allowing himself to steal the Lord and to actually move on with a very huge push. You can see a huge wave of minions coming from all lanes. Team Shibuya
Yes,
is not
2
able to do anything
catapult
about
and 2 minions.
it. Indeed.
The
The Lord
2
is going to
catapult.
attack the tower. The Lord is not going to attack the tower. It's still minute 11. If they would have waited one additional minute, the Lord would have actually attacked the tower instantly. The Lord is
But the
down,
tower
and they got
has
the kill
been
on
taken
Harris.
down.
Well, Team Shibuya has got a double kill over here. They lost Thug, the Lapu player. And the main tower is gone right now. They will have to defend. They will have to do their best. This is the final game. If they do lose it, Shibuya will have no chance of coming back.
In my opinion, Shanghai should just try to defend as much as possible, knowing her
Indeed.
defense capabilities and her ability to just wipe a lane full of creeps with ease. Especially seeing her completing the necklace of demons, the ice queen wand, and the glowing wand. It's basically the core
much
items
CD
for
reduction.
Shanghai.
She doesn't have much CD reduction, but she's got a huge set of damage right now. If she gets one more item, I expect it to be the Holy Crystal at this point, or it can be the Genius Wand. You never know. We're going to see what is Shanghai going to do. She might need a
would
few
be
CD
the Holy
reduction.
Crystal.
Yes, that could be it. She needs additional damage against these enemies. Although she might also need some additional CD reduction to actually just activate her ultimate as fast as possible to help her team defend against the coming minions, considering that the mid lane has super minions activated at this moment. And they are much harder to kill.
Yes, especially as you said, the super minion are capable of just pushing the lane alone, gaining advantage on the minions and on the push side. We can
see that the Granger is still ahead by approximately 2 gig gold against Beatrix. That is pretty impressive, actually.
Yes, this might be the last team fight if Team Kolibri would win it. So it is a hard fight for both teams.
They should be very careful. That was a very nice buy in Johan. He got someone.
Yes.
He got their tank. They no longer have a tank. Let's see how that goes. That was a very nice one by Scorched Trials. He flickered in, got in Sylvana into his teammates. They immediately killed her, and they got rid of the tank. Now it's easier to actually clean the waves and hold out until they get a few additional items to fight back.
In my opinion, they should focus on getting either Granger or Harris, as those are the most farmed heroes on the enemy team. The most damaged heroes, in my opinion, on the enemy team. Harris has a huge damage, knowing that he had just finished the Holy Crystal, the Holy Crystal, and the concentrated energy alongside with the Calamity Reaper and Feather of Heaven. Those are are his core items. He basically don't need any more items. He's just gonna tank for now. We might see the Oracle or the Apocalypse Swing.
Correct. He is already buying a defensive item at this moment to help him survive the team fights a little bit longer, since he already has the damage he needs. He doesn't have to buy any additional damage items. The Lord is here. The Lord is in haste. If Team Kolibri manages to take this Lord, considering that Team Shibuya doesn't have any turrets on the middle lane, I think it's going to be difficult to survive any longer. Team Shibuya should be trying to steal the Lord over here, or they would be having no chance of coming back.
In my opinion, it would be hard to steal Lord, especially versus. And they stole him. I was doubting about their ability to steal Lord. But would Lord be useful versus a white team? With the white team, my bad.
He might just help them defend actually until their teammates come back at this moment.
Like
they need to kill
we can see Granger just focusing on the base, and the Granger might be dead. Granger did die.
The base is actually over, and the match is over.
And the match is over. That was one great game, in my opinion. One great grand finale for the MLTD Europe region.
That was just great. That was very impressive from Team Kolibri. I really am happy they managed to win. They performed very well, and they deserve to win. Hard luck to Team Shibuya.
I agree with you.
Hard luck to Team Shibuya, actually. They did their best. That's what matters. And congratulations to Team Kolibri. They're gonna be having a nice set of rewards. And I hope everybody, whoever watched, I hope that you guys enjoyed. And we hope to see you on a future MLDT season. Have a nice day, everyone.
Have a nice day, and it was a pleasure to be casting for you this grand final. Thank you all for watching and accompanying us with those 4 games. Hope you all will have a good day.
Dawn of the day, I hear you call. Face a new challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive. For honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down, we will all wear a crown. We are unstoppable, we're proud like armor and shield. We are unbreakable, we're all invincible.